I got a surprise when I used my 9-step prompt from Turboscribe with Copilot instead of with ChatGPT on my Android phone. I decided that I wanted to try my 9-step prompt with Copilot. This was after someone had suggested that ChatGPT was the least suitable thing for students to use in schools. So I used Turboscribe to generate a prompt for ChatGPT, but used it in Copilot. This is on my Android mobile phone. And you can see here, you've got all the 9 steps there, and there you've got the transcription of students recording about a bargain sweater. I was very pleased that it did exactly what I'd asked. It put the mistakes in bold, in brackets, to draw students' attention to the mistakes so they could at least think about how to correct them themselves. And then in step 2, I was very pleased to see that it used a little arrow to show the change from what was wrong to what was actually correct. And then in step 3, we've got the corrected version without mistakes, which is useful for students to listen to. So let's listen to that. It's read by Wave, and I asked it to be at 80% of the normal speed.
Step 3. Write the corrected version without mistakes. There are 2 women talking about a new sweater that one of them bought. One of the women told the other that she likes her new sweater a lot, and the other replied that she bought it in the sales. The woman asked how much it cost, and the other said she could guess the price. The woman guessed that the price might be 80 or 100, but the other was very happy and said no, because there was a 25% discount, so the final price was 67. She thought the sweater was a bargain. Let me know when you're ready for step 4 by saying next.
So I typed next, and this was rewrite half a CFR level up from that version. Okay, and it shows exactly the thing that I wanted. It shows the correct version and the slightly more sophisticated version. Invited her to guess how much it had cost is one of the examples there. So the only problem was that when I asked it to read aloud the correct version, it did something rather different.
Oh, what a lovely new sweater you have. It looks absolutely stylish on you. Oh, thank you. I actually picked it up during the sales recently. Really? Well, how much did it cost you, if you don't mind me asking? Go on, have a guess. I'd say maybe 80 or 100 euros? Nope. Thanks to a 25% discount, I got it for just 67 euros. I think it's an excellent bargain. Next.
So that's got nothing to do with the script there. Let's just try that again.
Excited and lively. So there were these 2 women, and they were just chatting away about this fabulous new sweater that one of them had bought. And let me tell you, the compliments were flying. Her friend absolutely adored it. So of course they got onto the topic of how much it cost. And guess what? The lady with the sweater was like, oh, why don't you guess? And the first woman thought, maybe 80 or 100 euros. But no. Thanks to this nifty little 25% discount, the final price was just 67 euros. Can you believe that bargain? Alright, let me know when you're ready for step 6 by just saying next.
So that's completely different. That's reading aloud the same text. In neither case did it actually correspond to the text. Okay, well, then it was asked to rewrite it 1 CFR level up from there, and it showed exactly what I wanted. The unimproved version, an arrow, and then the further improved version. Playfully suggested she try to guess the price, for example. And of course, here is the changed version to be listened to.
With a buoyant and enthusiastic tone. Step 7. Write the changed version. 2 women engaged in a lively conversation about a recent purchase one of them had made.
Now, this is exactly word for word what is written there.
One admired the elegant design and color of the sweater, while the other mentioned that she had found it during a seasonal sale. Intrigued, the first woman inquired how much it had cost, and her friend playfully suggested, try to guess the price. She estimated the cost to be around 80 or 100 euros, but her friend smiled and shook her head. Thanks to a generous 25% markdown, the final price was reduced to a mere 67 euros. She felt she had made a fantastic deal. Let me know when you're ready for step 8 by saying next.
Of course, I wrote next, and once again, it showed the improvements that it was suggesting. We'll try and find the same one as before. Teased her to take a guess before revealing the amount. And step 9, which is the last step, write the changed version. Let's listen to that and see whether it is exactly the same as this or not.
Step 9. Write the changed version. With an animated and bubbly tone, 2 women were deep in conversation, just absolutely buzzing, talking about this amazing fashion find that one of them had scooped up. And one of them, she couldn't stop raving about the sweater's chic cut and this gorgeous, sophisticated color palette.
This is not the same. It seems to be fairly arbitrary.
It was just to die for, which got the other one all excited, and she jumped in to say she found it during this super exclusive limited time seasonal promo. I mean, talk about a fashion win. And of course, her friend, now super curious, just had to know the price. She was like, come on, tell me how much it was. But the buyer, she played it cool, teasing her like, why don't you take a guess first? So she threw out a guess thinking, probably like 80 or maybe 100 euros. But then the buyer just broke into this big grin and was like, nope. Because get this, thanks to this massive 25% discount at checkout, the final price was just 67 euros. Can you believe it? She was over the moon, absolutely thrilled with the deal, thought it was a total steal.
Okay. It was different. If we try it again and see whether you get it read aloud, word for word.
Step 9. Write the changed version. 2 women were deep in conversation, discussing a recent fashion find that one of them had proudly acquired.
Okay, now that's word for word.
One of them remarked on the sweater's chic cut and sophisticated color palette, which prompted the other to share that she had discovered it during a limited time seasonal promotion. Curious, her friend asked what the price had been, and the buyer teased her to take a guess before revealing the amount. She ventured a guess of 80 or perhaps €100, but the buyer grinned and gently corrected her. Thanks to a substantial 25% discount applied at checkout, the final price dropped to an impressive €67. She was delighted with the value and considered it a true steal.
I then decided to check whether Copilot would also explain the vocabulary that the student asked about. So I said, what does grinned mean here? And it replied, in this context, grinned means that the woman smiled broadly, usually showing her teeth in a way that expresses amusement, satisfaction, or pleasure. Here she grinned because she was happy to surprise her friend with the unexpectedly low price of the sweater. It's a more expressive and playful kind of smile. So I was very pleased with that. So I didn't really know what to make of this difference between ChatGPT and Copilot. I thought it was quite amusing that if you listen to it a number of times, it sometimes produced a completely different version. And in one case, it produced a dialogue between the two people rather than an explanation about what happened in the dialogue. Well, I've also tried using ChatGPT on my iPad and on my computer, and obviously the results are different in each case. So I'll be reporting on that later.